I was not sure who I wanted to be or how would I feel like trying to be myself. As soon as I can stop my desire of always wanting to have something so I can be happy, I can actually have time to enjoy what I have. Yeah, because I feel like we constantly live not in the present. Being able to say no to a lot of things and understanding that a no is just more common than a yes in a healthy life.
Welcome to Live Well, Be Wise, the podcast that deepens the well-being conversation, finding the gold in your stories of hardship and the connection to wise action and lived wellness.
We are your hosts, Dorinda Carlson
and Kari Lyons-Price. We're so excited to welcome into the studio today Juan Pablo Suarez, a neighbor, hopefully a new friend, someone we're just meeting. What would you like to say about yourself as way of an introduction?
Well, thank you for inviting me. This is exciting. I always wanted to be part of a podcast, and it feels more professional than I ever thought. So,
Aww.
I do have to say that I feel a little nervous, but excited to be here. And I'm a neighbor at Wenatchee, parent of Gianluca. He's a 1-year-old, crazy little boy. Having lots of fun. I'm also together with Marlene, and we've been learning how to be a parent. That's something that I always thought that I kind of knew because I was present in my brother's lives. But no, you don't learn that until you actually have it. It's a different feeling. I was telling my psychologist about this. I was like, I don't know why do I have a man in my life who can actually kick my face and just do something really weird to me, and I don't get upset. Right. I don't get mad.
First time ever, huh?
I can probably feel a little mad about it, but it'll instantly go away as soon as he smiles. And that's just something it's hard to process. I always feel like I love my brothers, and I do love them. But if any of those dudes would put a hand on my plate, I would get mad.
Right.
And get onto them, but I can't do that to my son. It's just different. I gotta find a better way to teach him and have lots of fun.
I like the awareness to be able to articulate that and yet be in the process. That's like huge awareness.
Yeah. Well, I welcomed you into this interview today because you have stories to tell and you are eager to share them with our community, and we're so honored about that. So the core of the podcast really is, we hope, deepening and broadening this idea about what it means to live well and be well, what wellness is beyond the state of our health, mental, physical, spiritual health, how we form beliefs and ideas based on life experience around what does it mean to actually live well or to be well. How do you define living well and being well?
That's a good question. I've been trying to find that answer for the last 2 years, probably a little more. But what I imagine to be is to, first of all, you gotta enjoy what you have. You gotta stop wishing for things. As soon as I can stop my desire of always wanting to have something so I can be happy, I can actually have time to enjoy what I have. An example that I'm living right now, I have a week off. And I keep talking about this for almost a month. It's starting today. It's going to finish on Sunday. It's a vacation. And a lot of people might feel like it's just vacation. But not for me. This is my first time having a week off where I'm going to be able to I'm going to make profit because I have my PTO hours. But I can't. I don't have to be at work. And it just feels so weird because I never had any of these. But when I didn't have it, I always dream about having it.
Right. And now you're here.
Yeah, it's weird because it took me so many years to get there because I always had to work for some X reason. And when I was not at work, I needed to cover those hours because I was always in the feeling that I was going to need them. And so I would always choose my PTO for something that came up. I was sick or someone else was sick.
Well, and let's put that in perspective because you shared with me how long it has been that you've had a vacation. So you're saying a long time, but how long has it been?
This is the first time in 12 years.
12 years.
But I'm saying 12 years because that's how when I started working. So yeah, I finished my high school at 19 years
So
old.
when you were in high school,
Yeah.
last time you had a vacation.
Actually, I don't think I ever have it.
That's what I'm thinking.
But I'm saying,
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
What other I think about when I had time off of school, I was working.
One of the ways you define wellness is kind of being right inside the experience while you're having it, so you can be grateful, kind of and present for the life that's happening instead of always wishing for, looking ahead and saying, oh, I wish I could have that, or
Yeah, because I feel like we constantly live not in the present.
Yeah.
Like maybe not in the future, maybe in the past, but if you're not in the past, we jump to the future. I feel we stay where we need to be.
And what do you think is the cost of living like that?
I think it's that desire of always, like, when I have these, I'm going to be happy about this. Or when I have these, I'm going to feel complete. And then once you have it, you start looking for something else. Like,
Right. You maybe never even know you have it.
right. I have 2 bicycles my life in Mexico for 15 years. And I take care of those things like biggest gift I ever received. And I would try to keep them rolling. Once I received the second bicycle, my first bicycle was still good, but I was not fitting on that thing anymore because of the amount of years. And I just have to pass it to somebody else in the family. And they just didn't take care as well. With having the second one, it kind of activated something inside of me. Like when I went from the first bicycle to the second one, I feel like, oh, I can get something better. So I don't think I enjoy my second bicycle as much as I should have. Even though I had it for so long because I needed it, it was my tool. But I was always like, oh, maybe I need a motorcycle.
Yeah.
and eventually got a car.
Yeah.
But I didn't really enjoy my car because I was seeking for something else. and up to this day, I think I have a great car, and it's comfortable. It has a nice AZ. I can play the music with Bluetooth, but I still feel like I'm looking forward for something else.
the next better
and
thing.
it's just not. It's right. I think it's good to have ambitions of wanting to be better,
Yeah.
but that shouldn't take you from the present.
Yeah. That's a tricky intersection, isn't it?
Yes, I hear that you had some awareness of that, but when did that click? When did that, you go, oh, here I am thinking about that when I have this, and I can be happy with this.
I think these came from an experience I had in a relationship. It was a very hard experience. I feel like I tried pretty hard, and I think she did as well. But things just didn't work well. Part of it is we were always thinking about what was going to be next, but also thinking of past experiences, or I'm doing this, I might end up doing that. So we have those problems that will keep us in the past, and we had that anxious of wanting to think of a future, so we were not present ever. And even though we were trying pretty hard, things didn't work. When that happened I finally got enrolled in therapy, and it helped me so much to understand so many things.
Oh, wow. In the relationship, but also just about yourself, I'm guessing.
I was out of the relationship by then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, things have to end because it was getting insane, and we have to stop that. But I was so confused. Like, I need to know what I'm doing wrong,
Yeah.
because I finally got into therapy. But it came from a domino effect of a bunch of things. But something that I just did one morning is I probably should be just myself.
Oh, wow. That really resonated. Yeah, that hit me in the chest, in my heart.
Thank you for opening yourself, because it's hard to say it, but until that day that I decided to be myself, that's when things started to change. I didn't know what I was doing, but I do what I wanted to do. Like, I just want to stop myself from trying to convince people of the good person I could be or the hard worker I can be. I was like, no, that just does not feel right. Maybe I'm not a good person as I think. Maybe I'm not a hard worker as I think. But I'm sure that I am a person who wants to be happy. And one day,
Do you think your therapist kind of helped you understand that, or how did that realization land for you?
No, that was just a little bit before getting to know therapy. That was just maybe I would say like 3 weeks before.
Interesting.
Yeah, it came off of that bad relationship that was in my head. I was not sleeping well, and then just that one day, I just like I want to be myself, and I get close to.
Did you jump out of bed?
I don't think I can do that. I'm too heavy for it.
Stop it. Okay, did you have spring in your step? Did the thought make you feel
Free?
It made me feel
inspired,
brave.
It
made me feel brave. I wake out of my home, and I was like, I gotta work tonight, but it doesn't matter. I got 8 hours or 9 hours before work, and I started walking, and then eventually got to the library. Here they were doing a reading club in Spanish, which was very exciting because that's just my first language, and it feels better for me. Yeah, I got to get involved with that, and the book was so mind-changing for me.
What was the book?
It's called Entre los Rotos.
What does that mean?
Among the Broken, and it's written by Alaide Ventura Medina, and it's a horror story. It's a story of a family that it's really messed up, and they continue to hurt themselves. And you can as you're reading it, you feel it coming. And you're at least in my experience, I'm like super upset with the chapter not taking action. It's like it's gonna happen, and of course eventually happened. And the youngest brother of the family ended up losing life because of not knowing what to do, how to deal with it. And he was only 17. So things came to my head like, oh my God, my uncle did something similar when he was over 40 or close to 40.
Are we talking about suicide?
It's good to be clear. But sometimes I feel like, oi.
It's hard.
It's
hard.
Yeah, it's a
but
heavy
it's part
subject.
of our life.
Yeah.
You know, almost everyone I know knows someone who's taken their own life.
Oh, my uncle did it, and he took his life away, but also my grandma's life as well, because after that she just felt so different, and it was a slow process. We saw it happening, and after this day we still think like she was just ready to go as soon as my uncle went away. Eventually it was a matter of just a few years when a lot of family members continued to just leave, and so things were pretty hard. And as I was thinking about this book,
so you could really relate, it sounds like.
Yeah, I was relating to the loss of my uncle and my grandma. I was like, my grandma committed suicide in a different way because she was working so hard every day. Like, I remember when I was 12, she worked probably 4 or 5 jobs in a day.
Wow.
Like, there were probably 2-hour jobs, but there were different jobs. But when you have to work 2 hours, you have to work pretty hard to get those things done. So it's not like, oh yeah, you only work 2 hours here, 2 hours there. But you work pretty hard. Yeah, I remember my grandma, the only time she'll stop, it was like when it was 9 p.m. But she'll fall asleep immediately, like 2-3 minutes. But I did not realize that till she was dead. Like, oh my goodness, maybe she was tired. But that's because we were never thought about that. Like, you just gotta work. Things rolling. You gotta have money so you gotta pay your bills, you gotta pay your rent. Right. Yeah, so I was thinking like, oh, my grandma committed suicide in a different way. Because she just never stopped till she was done. And I was thinking of my dad, I was like, just last November, my dad died as well. It just feels so similar. I remember phrases of my dad like, I'd rather die complete than having to go through a process.
Like a surgical process. Yeah.
Or any kind of process.
Belief.
He was just so...
Yeah.
It was so hard about that. Like, but I think he was afraid.
Yeah, for sure. Fear.
Yeah. And, well, with this book, I just try to do a change. I was like, I want to do something. I want to help. How can I help? How can I... And I always realize, like, every time I have a conversation with someone and I can open myself, it just feels better.
Interesting.
By this time of in life, my dad was still alive. My mother she's still with me. I talked to my mother. I talked to my dad. He was in Mexico, and I told him my idea. Like, how about we open a live on TikTok, and we can just be there for an hour and try to encourage people to talk. Because that's what I thought this guy on the book needed.
Okay,
Like, the name of the guy was Julian. So I thought Julian needed to have just a short conversation to make things a little more clear. So I was like, maybe that's what my uncle Gerardo needed as well. Maybe that's what my grandma Rosa needed, like just those minutes of having a conversation. So we just went live, like not knowing what to do. And my parents created a community that we did not expect to have, but it was good to have.
What'd you call it?
It's called La Voz de mi Emoción, the voice of my emotion. But I wanted to put that mine emotion right there, because we were like, should we put like their emotions?
Right. Yeah, that's...
His emotion, her emotion. I was like, no, it got to be me, mine emotion.
Yeah. To share our
Yeah, it's like-
own emotion.
Yeah,
and to
like
own it
every
and
time
feel
they
it.
pronounce it, they can feel that ownership. Like
Yeah.
it belongs to them, because that's exactly what I was trying to do. Like keep that connection. Like it's about you. Come and speak.
Okay, I'm like overwhelmed.
Pause.
I am so impressed. Yeah. This is just the short amount that you've shared is immense, because you leapt from knowing what this character needed in a book to, oh, I can help someone with what I think this character needs. And you went into action. I could see having the thought, I don't know if I would have taken the next step.
Well, and then somewhere in the mix there, it sounds like you woke up that day and you said, I just want to be me.
So there's all this vulnerability that
Yeah.
is so courageous. Like I've been, that's one of my big chapters is vulnerability. You know, how do I get there? How do I share more? And yet it sounds like almost overnight you just had there was a little bottle cap at the top of your head, and it twisted and came off, and out you came.
Yeah. Yeah.
By that time, I was not sure who I wanted to be or how would I feel like trying to be myself. So I didn't know any of that. But then
No.
eventually I find out. Yeah.
It's like an experiment.
But I have to take action before being able to be more present in my life, as weird as that sounds.
Well, it's embodiment. The thought that, oh, this would help someone, but I need to encourage my own self to do that as well.
Kind of like walk in those shoes first
Yeah.
before we ask someone else to do it. It really means kind of like getting inside your body. And that's only where present time lives. Oh, feeling my leg, my foot on the floor. It's like we can't be in the future if we're feeling our body. And we can't be in the past because those are mental places.
I used to share that with yoga, is that if you were here with your breath, the breath doesn't have a past. It doesn't
Right.
have a future, because you're breathing right now.
So let's tie all these beautiful strands of experience back into that definition of wellness. Do you feel like you spent some time purposely building this good life that you wanted to be a part of?
What I find out, these things that went in my life, I find out that I really enjoy trying to help. I might not be able to help every time, but just trying. Because of that, I help myself as well.
Right.
So, and that's, it was a whole change and everything, because I was able to say no after that. That was a big step of part of being well. Like just being able to say no to a lot of things, and understanding that a no is just more common than a yes in a healthy life.
That's huge. Oh my
I
gosh, I'm
appreciate
still
that.
working on that.
Yeah.
I'm 52.
Yeah, I still struggle sometimes, but I feel like I'm making a lot of progress.
Give us a little insight into like where that came from, your family or your culture, or why do you think you really learned that yes was the only answer?
I was part of the family and the culture as well. I grew up in a mix because I been here for 16 years, but I was 15 years in Mexico. But I don't think I made the transition right away. It was like, I would probably say it was almost 30 years living in the Mexico culture.
Right.
And
that makes sense.
what we did as a family is like we were always trying pretty hard to make sure others were good. Like I mentioned earlier, like we were taught that you have to push even past your limits to get things done. And of course, if you try to get quantity, your quality decrease.
Nobody
But-
told you that in the
but I
beginning,
didn't know
did
that.
they? Right.
Right, I was
They
just
leave that
told
part out.
Yeah, I just knew that I needed to continue to push and try to be there, and it just didn't work for me. But I never realized it.
Yeah.
It's like if I'm working hard, if I'm pushing, if I'm trying, if I continue to try, and then I'm doing good.
Right. There's no wiggle room in there. It's just a solid, this equals that. Yeah.
And it's crazy because I feel like people from my family, including my uncle, my grandma, my dad, they all died young. I feel like being in the present and understanding all this, I feel like they gave me so many examples, but they were never brave enough to say like this is not right or not doing it right,
Yeah.
because they were taught on the same.
That's a good point. And that those happenings with those people, you can reflect on and note that you don't want that same life.
We all have our own trajectory or our own timeline, I'm going to say, for waking up or realizing certain things. And, our family gives us great examples of like what we want or what we don't want. Especially if you had several members die young, it would make sense to look at them and say, oh, I think I want to live longer and better, and how can I do that?
With my dad, I know he died at 52 of a heart attack. My grandma died around 67, 66 as well from a heart attack. And my uncle committed suicide around, it was either 38, 42, around that age.
That's all young.
They were pretty young.
Yeah.
I have a phrase that my dad told me once, like, I have to get myself dirty and I have to go through the, hard road on their life so you don't have to go through it. I thought he was just wanting to make up a story so he can justify, like, the argument we were having. So I didn't take that as a real advice at the moment. But now that I think about it, I was like, he was damn right. Like, we don't have to let others repeat our mistakes. It's hard to like get in people's mind and tell them like this is not what you're supposed to do.
That they should go this way and not that way.
But it's just hard to.
No, we can never make anyone understand.
It's just too hard. But I feel like if I can share stories, if I can open myself to others, if I can cry in front of others, maybe it can feel more. It can feel like they can do it as well.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh, we have so much to teach each other if we really pay attention. I would say in my own life, the biggest lessons I've learned is not when someone said, you should do this. It's quite the opposite, right? Kind of like what you're saying. Or maybe someone saying, you should never do that. And me always thinking, yeah, I'm going to do that. Right? Kind of rebellious. But no, we have to really find it for ourselves. Bring it to life and then experiment with it and say, is this who I want to be? Someone that believes this and does this and helps people in this way. It sounds like you're kind of your own living experiment.
Kind of how the book that I was telling you about, that's how it turned out. It ended up being a book that is sharing a bunch of mistakes from others in our family. Yeah, it was supposed to be a kid's book, but it's not a kid's book. It's very dark and has a bunch of hard stories, and but that's kind of how I want people to remember this book. Like, oh yeah, this individual made this mistake. This is the consequences, and I make kind of like not this as big of a mistake, but this mistake is very similar to that, and I can feel the consequences.
Yeah.
Just
it sounds like you felt that in that book group too, all those years ago.
Yeah, that's something I learned throughout the last 2 years, because with the opening of La Voz de Mi Emoción, a lot of things change. My therapist, and I met her through the group. I also built a community from people from Pennsylvania, North Dakota, even from Paraguay, Argentina,
Wow.
Mexico.
Is it still live now on TikTok?
No, I have to stop it because we started with my dad. When he died on November, I tried, but I just feel like it wasn't me. I was watching those videos after they were done, and I was like, this is not the person I want to show to people. This does not feel like me. So I stopped it, and I thought it was just going to be a pause so I feel better. but also helped me understand like that was done.
It was a chapter.
That was just a good cycle, but it was
Yeah.
done. But throughout that, La Voz de Mi Emoción, we have opened a bunch of different things that, or a lot of projects have started. It's meaning to help people share stories.
Well, tell us.
Well, one of them is called Al Borde del Colapso, and it's meant to be very close to a podcast. We're still testing it and see how it's gonna work. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to tell stories, and then those stories are gonna be divided in 7 parts. Between each part, we're gonna add a song, so we can have like those 3-4 minutes of processing and reflecting about the story.
Wow, lovely.
And it has to go. That song has to be like a transition from one to the other. And what those stories are coming from people's stories. We trying to encourage people to write me a letter, and this is one of the requirements that I don't want to skip. They have to do it by hand. They have to write the letter by
nice.
hand. That's part of the healing process. I don't
They
expect
can't
them.
text you
yeah.
or send an email.
No,
right,
no.
right.
I don't expect them to send me the actual letter. They can send me a picture. They can send me a copy of
right.
it.
Oh, nice.
They've
But
write it out.
I want them to write it out by hand. I was like, if you want to be part of this, your letter has to be written by hand. Because I feel that's another way of healing.
Yeah.
And once I get those stories, I gotta build them and break them in 7 parts.
So this is
Add songs to
current
it.
project you're building.
Yeah. We've been testing it. One of those stories was mine. How I processed when my dad came from Mexico to here when I was 11 years old. And like, where are you living? It feels like, yeah, we're struggling, but don't leave. I'm gonna graduate of elementary soon. Don't leave me.
Of course, that's a tender time.
I didn't have time to ask any questions because he was one day with us, and the next day he was like, I'm leaving, and off he went. Yeah, I got people who are writing letters right now. I'm gonna build some stories, and as soon as we get at least 4 or 5 stories, we are gonna
Cool.
like go with it. But yeah,
And this is meant to help people heal. Like, what are the words you would use?
I think we're trying to encourage people to tell stories.
Yeah.
We want to find better ways to communicate with others,
Yeah.
or make them feel comfortable. And I feel like these letters can help some others.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we just got 2 stories ready. I hear a lot of reviews. Oh, thank you. I'm connected in this way,
Nice.
or this is the moment I cried. These are the type of things I'm
goodness.
trying to normalize others. Yeah, it's just okay to not feel okay. Está bien, no estar bien.
Live Well, Be Wise is produced and recorded by Kari Lyons Price and yours truly, Dorinda Carlson. Our music is titled Inside You by Leva, a musician and composer at Lemon Music Studio, who we happily found on pixabay.com. Our circle of sharing has concluded for today, but we'd like to give a great gratitude to you, my friend, for listening, for tuning in, maybe even tapping into that understanding and compassion and the knowing within that tells us we're not alone in our own stories. So maybe you would like to share one of your own, or know a friend or a mentor or a teacher, someone you admire that has an extraordinary and inspirational story. We all have stories. The more we share, the more we know we're not alone. And don't be shy to reach out to connect in other ways, too. Of course, we'd love for you to subscribe and also give feedback. We wouldn't be here without you. We appreciate you. Live well, be wise.